Hi, thank you for joining me. Today I'm making a potato and egg muffin. That may or may not sound good to you, but it actually came out pretty good. And right now I am using some coconut oil to grease the pan, even though this pan is supposed to be non-stick, but stuff still tends to stick to it sometimes. So I'll get that greased up as fast as possible.
Sweet tooth's coming out. I seen her coming out. Oh,
I would have got the pan greased up beforehand, but I didn't think about it before I got started, so I had to take the time to do that. And get the coconut oil put away. And these are like mini whole potatoes. And I started out, I thought I was going to have to at least cut in half the potatoes because I didn't think they would fit, but come to find out, when I put it in there, the whole thing just fit just fine. So I put the rest of them, well, 6 of them actually. I ended up not using the whole can. And you can, as far as the potatoes, you can either get the can like that, or if you want to just chop up some potatoes and put some pieces in that way, that's fine too. I just had a can of potatoes and I'm like, what can I do with this? And now I'm going to get my eggs stirred up and seasoned as well. And I'm doing 3 eggs. And it's the whole eggs too. I didn't do just egg white. Had to go rinse my hands. All right. Get those put away. And move my board over. Okay, now I'm going to do seasonings. Starting with the garlic salt, which I actually ended up needing more of that, but I didn't know until after I tried it. And some of my Cajun spice seasoning, which I actually could have used more of that as well. I try not to do too much of the seasoning, although you do need enough, but you don't want to overdo it either, because then it'd be like, ooh, can't eat it. And I was getting the oven churned. I did 400, the temperature to 400. And I did some ginger. And 1/4 teaspoon of the ginger. And that's all you need. That stuff's really strong because one time in a recipe I did more than 1/4 and I'm like, okay, that was way too much. And I ended up deciding to do some onion powder. And get that stirred up. And also, as I've mentioned before, you can use whatever seasonings you want. These are just the ones that I like best in my eggs. Or you can use the same ones, that's fine as well. And I was just grabbing a napkin to lay my fork on. Just didn't want to put it in the sink yet because I actually ended up needing to use it again. And now I grabbed a spoon because I thought I was just going to spoon out some, each at a time, but that just wasn't working, so I just poured it in there. I just didn't want to make a real big mess, so that's why I wasn't going to pour it at first, but it's like, yeah, that's not going to work. And I went and grabbed the eggs again because I needed 3 more eggs. So I'll be repeating the process again. And I grabbed some cheese. You can use shredded cheese, any cheese you want, but at the time I just did not have any of that. So I just tried some sliced cheese, and as you're going to see in a minute, I threw some in there. And had to go rinse my hands again, of course. And get the eggs back in the refrigerator. And repeat the seasonings again. The garlic salt. And onion powder. And the Cajun seasoning again. You can get a workout just twisting that thing. And the ginger. Alright. And now once I get that lid back on, I can get that next batch of eggs stirred or scrambled. It was taking me a few minutes because the eggs were like refusing to come apart. And grabbed my spoon and poured the rest of those in. I'm doing 6 muffins. There ended up being less in the last muffin spot, so I was trying to spoon some in there. And I was taking that to the sink. All right, and I still had some potatoes left, which is great because that can be used in another meal, and I will be doing that. I do have another idea for them as well. So that will be coming up soon. And I got my container and just throw those right in there. And I'll get that put in the refrigerator. I love when I have some food left over for another meal because that's like, you know, you get 2 in 1 can of potatoes, and I'm getting 2 meals out of it, so that works out great. And I had put the muffins in the oven, and now I'm getting them out. I'm grabbing another hot pad. And as you can see, some of it got so big that some of it overflowed, but that's okay. Still tasty. I'm turning off the oven. And I'm just poking it, make sure the eggs cook well. Because if it was still kind of runny on the inside, I was going to put it back in the oven. And I did 15 minutes, by the way. I forgot to mention that earlier. I did the temperature I did at 400, and the time I did 15 minutes, and I'll put that in the description as well. And I got my plate. And now time to try to get these out. Unfortunately, even though I greased the pan, it did end up sticking a little, and there was still some stuck in the pan, but oh well, what can you do? Except grease it a whole lot more next time. I got my knife out to help loosen it more. Oh, and there it goes, falling apart on me already. Yeah, I was trying to show you, I lifted it, I was trying to show you that the potato is in there underneath. And I grabbed my spatula I grabbed that because I thought, well, let me see if this would help, but because that was too big, that wasn't working out so great. It might have helped a little bit, but not like I was thinking. Yep, that wasn't working. So I grabbed the knife again and working on getting that one out. Grab the spatula again. These eggs were giving me a hard time. And there's that one. And trying to get out at least some of this stuff. Well, I guess I didn't right there at that moment. Okay. Let's give this a taste and see what it tastes like. Some eggs and potatoes. Which, of course, you know, I'm sure it tastes fine on the side, but with it together. Give it a try and see what it's like. But, hi. And give it a taste. And it is good. The only thing it needed was some more salt. And like I said earlier, I could have put more garlic salt, but oh well. Thank you for watching. Bye.